If you are over 60 and eat avocado every day thinking you are taking care of your health, today you need to listen very carefully because you could be making silent mistakes that affect your kidneys, your blood pressure, and even how well your medications work. And most importantly, today I'm going to show you how to fix them so this food truly works in your favor, not against you. Millions of people, maybe you, your mother, or your grandfather, eat avocado daily with total confidence. You see it everywhere, recommended as a superfood, a heart and brain ally. But very little is said about what can happen when it's consumed the wrong way. And this is where I want your full attention, because what seems like a healthy habit can, under certain conditions, turn into an unexpected risk. Not because of the food itself, but because of how you're consuming it. Throughout my experience as a doctor, I've noticed a pattern that often repeats in older adults. Small mistakes that go unnoticed but can trigger serious problems. Today I'm going to reveal the 10 most common and dangerous mistakes when eating avocado, mistakes that can turn a beneficial food into a silent enemy. Stay with me until the end because mistake number 1 is the most delicate of all, and I'll also show you how to eat avocado safely, practically, and in a way that fits your age. This isn't just information, it's a clear guide to help you protect your health every day. Before we dive into the mistakes, you need to understand something fundamental, why this matters even more after 60. Your body doesn't function the same way anymore. Your metabolism slows down, your kidneys and liver, responsible for filtering and detoxifying, become less efficient, and it's very common to already have high blood pressure, diabetes, or to be taking multiple medications at the same time. When you combine all these factors, slower metabolism, organs working harder, and medications in play, you create what I call a silent storm. And in that context, a nutrient-dense food like avocado, if not consumed properly, can tip the balance in the wrong direction. Now let's get into the first mistake on this list. Mistake number 10, and the foundation of all the others, eating avocado without limits, thinking, since it's healthy, the more the better. Let me tell you something I saw in consultation. A patient of mine, Marta, 74 years old, came in worried because she was gaining weight without understanding why. She told me, "Dr. Gabriel Mena, I'm eating better than ever. I stopped using butter and now I eat avocado every day." When we reviewed her routine, we discovered she was eating a whole avocado in her salad, and sometimes even half more as a snack. Here's the key that almost no one explains. One medium avocado can provide between 250 and 320 calories. Yes, you heard that right, even more than some sweets or processed snacks. The difference is those calories come from healthy fats, which do benefit your heart, but your body doesn't distinguish much when there's excess. Extra calories are still extra calories. And in older adults, this matters even more. With a slower metabolism, that excess turns into fat more quickly, especially around the abdomen. And that weight gain isn't just cosmetic, it means more stress on your joints, more insulin resistance, and more work for your heart. In Marta's case, she was adding nearly 500 extra calories a day just from avocado, without realizing it. The solution is simple, but it requires awareness. You need to see avocado as a fat source, not a free food. Just as you wouldn't drink half a cup of olive oil at once, you shouldn't eat a whole avocado in one sitting. The ideal amount for you, if you're over 60, is about 1/4 to 1/3 of an avocado per day. That gives you real benefits without unnecessary risks. Now let's move on to mistake number 9, one of the least known, but also one of the most dangerous. This involves a condition called latex fruit syndrome. I remember Roberto, a 68-year-old retired dentist. One day, while eating guacamole, he started feeling itching in his mouth, then swelling in his lips, and within minutes, difficulty swallowing. He ended up in the emergency room with a severe allergic reaction. He didn't understand what had happened. He had eaten avocado his entire life without any issues. But there was something he didn't know. Due to years of wearing gloves at work, he had developed a latex allergy. And here's the important part. Certain proteins in latex are very similar to those in avocado, banana, and kiwi. The immune system gets confused and reacts as if it were a threat. This is called cross-reactivity, and it occurs in nearly half of people with latex allergies. In older adults, this is more common than you might think, because they've been exposed for years without realizing it. Symptoms can start mild, mouth itching, small hives, but they can escalate to throat swelling that makes breathing difficult. And in an aging heart, a reaction like this can be much more dangerous. So the recommendation is clear: if you know you're allergic to latex, or if you notice any discomfort after eating avocado, stop consuming it and consult a specialist. Don't ignore small signs. They are often the first warning of something bigger. Now let's talk about mistake number 8, a topic surrounded by confusion: eating avocado together with statins, cholesterol-lowering medications. Many patients ask me if avocado blocks the effect of the pill, and the honest answer is, there's no solid evidence confirming that. However, there is a theoretical explanation worth understanding. Imagine your digestive system as a highway. If you suddenly introduce a large amount of fat, like half an avocado or more, it's like filling that road with trucks. And in the middle of that traffic, an important medication like a statin might take longer to be processed. We're not talking about something inherently dangerous, but about a possible reduction in effectiveness if it happens consistently. I remember Luis, 71. His cholesterol wasn't improving despite taking his treatment. When we reviewed his routine, we found he was eating avocado at dinner and taking his pill right after. We can't say it was the direct cause, but we made a simple adjustment, separating the timing. And his results started improving. The solution here is not to eliminate avocado, it's to better organize when you consume it. It's best to leave several hours between avocado intake and your statin. For example, if you eat avocado at dinner, you could take the medication in the morning, always after consulting your doctor. And again, moderation is key. A small portion is unlikely to have any impact. If this information is helping you see your diet more clearly, consider sharing this video with someone who needs to hear it, because many times, without realizing it, we repeat habits that seem healthy but aren't when done incorrectly. If you're taking medications, have high blood pressure, or have noticed digestive discomfort after eating avocado, here you'll discover how to avoid mistakes that could worsen your health without you realizing it, and most importantly, how to keep enjoying it safely and consciously. As I mentioned before, it's not about fear, it's about learning how to organize things. Avocado and your medications can coexist perfectly, as long as you don't make them compete at the same time. That's the key. Now let's move on to mistake number 7, and this one is becoming more common because of what you see online. Frying or baking avocado. It may sound appealing, modern, crispy, different recipes, but from a health perspective, it's a serious mistake. The true value of avocado lies in its monounsaturated fats, the ones that help reduce inflammation and protect your heart. But there's a problem: they are very sensitive to heat. When you expose avocado to high temperatures, something important happens. Those healthy fats begin to oxidize, meaning they get damaged, lose their benefits, and may even promote inflammatory processes. On top of that, a bitter taste appears. If you've ever tried cooked avocado and didn't like it, that's not a coincidence. It's a clear sign its components have degraded. And not only that, many of its vitamins, like vitamin E, are also destroyed by heat. In other words, you turn a protective food into something that can work against you. And in older adults, this is even more delicate, because the body already lives with a certain level of natural inflammation. Adding more inflammatory load doesn't help, quite the opposite. That's why the recommendation is very clear: eat avocado in its natural state. Raw is how it works best in your body. You can include it in salads, on toast, in smoothies, or as fresh guacamole. If you want to add it to a hot dish, do it at the end, when the heat is already off. Gentle warmth is enough to incorporate it without damaging it. Remember this simple rule: if avocado tastes bitter, it's no longer beneficial. Let's continue with mistake number 6, one that comes from rushing. Eating avocado when it's still unripe. Many people think it's the same, only the taste changes, but that's not true. An avocado that hasn't ripened properly has a different composition and can be hard to digest, especially at your age. It contains more sorbitol, a type of sugar that the intestine absorbs poorly. What happens then? It reaches the colon and bacteria ferment it, producing gas, bloating, abdominal pain, and even diarrhea. If you already have a sensitive gut, This can be very uncomfortable. It may also contain small amounts of a substance called persin, which in some people causes digestive discomfort. Let me tell you about Elena, a 78-year-old patient. She bought an avocado and, not wanting to waste it, decided to use it even though it was hard. She blended it, and that same day she ended up with severe abdominal pain and diarrhea. And in an older adult, this is not a minor issue. Diarrhea can lead to dehydration, weakness, and increase the risk of falls. So here the key is one word: patience. Learn to recognize when it's ready. A ripe avocado yields slightly when pressed. It shouldn't be rock hard or overly soft. If you want to speed up the process, place it in a paper bag with an apple or banana that helps it ripen naturally. But never force it. If it's not ready, wait. Your digestive system will thank you. Now let's move on to mistake number 5, a myth many people believe. Thinking that leaving the pit in half an avocado prevents it from spoiling. I'm sorry to tell you, it doesn't work the way you think. Browning happens when the flesh comes into contact with air. It's an oxidation process. The pit only protects the part it covers. The rest will deteriorate just the same. And this isn't just about appearance. When avocado oxidizes, its fats also change and can become pro-inflammatory. Plus, a moist and exposed surface is the perfect environment for bacteria. I remember Jorge, 80 years old. He stored half an avocado in the fridge with the pit, thinking it would be fine the next day. When he ate it, he developed digestive discomfort. And here's something important: improperly stored foods can develop harmful bacteria, especially in older adults with weaker immune systems. The real solution is to protect the avocado from air. You can apply lemon juice to the surface. The acid helps slow oxidation. You can also cover it with plastic wrap, making sure it touches the flesh directly, without air pockets. Another useful trick is placing it in a container with a bit of water, cut side down. And even then, it's best to consume it within the next 24 hours. Don't rely on the pit. Protect your food properly and you'll be protecting your health. Now let's move on to mistake number 4, and this can be especially dangerous if you have high blood pressure. It's true, avocado contains potassium and can help regulate blood pressure. But the problem appears when you consume it in excess, while already taking medication for hypertension. Here, a cumulative effect can occur. Your medication is already lowering your blood pressure, and if you add the effect of large amounts of avocado, you can cause a sudden drop, what we call hypotension. Let me tell you about Isabel, 79. She was taking her treatment regularly but started including avocado at breakfast and dinner every day. One day, when she stood up, she felt intense dizziness, her vision blurred, and she ended up falling. That fall may have been caused by an excessive drop in blood pressure. And at this stage of life, a fall is not a small issue. It can completely change your independence. That's why you need to watch for signs like dizziness when standing up, blurred vision, weakness, or feeling faint. The solution is not to eliminate avocado, it's to manage it wisely. Stick to a moderate portion, around 1/4 per day. If you consume it frequently, monitor your blood pressure at home and observe how your body responds. And something essential: talk to your doctor. Let them know you're including avocado in your diet. Sometimes, a small medication adjustment makes a big difference. Communication can prevent many problems. Now we enter one of the most delicate mistakes of all, number 3. A direct risk for those with kidney disease, and something many people are completely unaware of. If you have kidney problems, take heart medications, or use blood thinners, this final section can make a real difference in your life, because here you'll understand how to avoid the most dangerous mistakes when eating avocado and how to protect yourself from consequences that often arrive without warning. Let me explain something clearly. When your kidneys are healthy, they remove excess potassium from your blood, but when they don't function properly, that potassium builds up and can reach dangerous levels. This is called hyperkalemia, and it's a medical emergency. This is where avocado, normally beneficial, can become a serious risk. A single medium avocado can provide between 700 and 900 milligrams of potassium. In people with advanced chronic kidney disease or on dialysis, where the diet must be very low in potassium, even a small amount can be enough to trigger a critical situation. I've seen cases that left a deep impression on me. I remember Manuel, 67, on hemodialysis. A family member with the best intentions recommended avocado for its benefits. He started eating small amounts every day, until one afternoon he suffered cardiac arrest at home. They managed to save him, but his tests showed extremely high potassium levels. That habit, which seemed healthy, almost cost him his life. So if you have advanced kidney disease, remember this rule: avocado is not a free food for you. You must always consult your nephrologist or a renal nutrition specialist before consuming it. Never make this decision on your own. And if you know someone with kidney problems, share this information. You could be preventing a tragedy. Now let's move on to mistake number 2, which extends this risk to many people taking heart or blood pressure medications. Many older adults take multiple medications at the same time: beta blockers, ACE inhibitors, diuretics, and some of these, especially potassium-sparing ones, cause the body to retain this mineral. So what happens if you add frequent avocado consumption to that? You can create excess potassium even if your kidneys work relatively well. And the danger is the same: serious heart rhythm disturbances. The most common mistake here is thinking that because it's a natural food, it can't interfere with medications. And that's not true. Let me quickly tell you about Rosa, 72. She was taking several medications for blood pressure and started eating avocado every day because she heard it was good for the heart. Weeks later, she began experiencing irregular palpitations and weakness. When we reviewed everything, we found a combination that was raising her potassium beyond recommended levels. The solution is clear: medical supervision. Always keep a list of the medications you take and bring it to your appointments. Ask directly if you can eat avocado and in what amount. Don't use food as a substitute for treatment. Avocado is a complement, not a medicine. And now, we reach mistake number 1. The most silent, the most common, and probably the most dangerous of all. Eating avocado inconsistently if you are taking blood thinners. Many older adults depend on these medications to prevent clots, embolisms, or strokes. Drugs like warfarin or acetocumarol work by controlling the action of vitamin K, which plays a role in blood clotting. And here's the key point: avocado contains vitamin K. But the problem is not just the amount, it's the inconsistency. Your doctor adjusts your blood thinner dose based on a stable intake of vitamin K. If you didn't eat avocado before and suddenly start eating it every day, you're altering that balance. Your blood may become more prone to clotting, increasing the risk of a serious event. I remember Antonio, 75. He had been well controlled for years. Suddenly, he suffered a severe stroke. No one understood why, until his wife told me they had started eating avocado every morning for breakfast, thinking it was a healthy option. Without realizing it, they were interfering with his medication. And the opposite can also happen. If you regularly eat avocado and suddenly stop, the effect of the blood thinner may become too strong, increasing the risk of bleeding. So the key here is consistency. If you decide to eat avocado, do it in the same amount and regularly. For example, a quarter per day without sudden changes. And most importantly, always inform your doctor before making any changes. This same principle applies to other vitamin K-rich foods like spinach or broccoli. Stability in your diet is a powerful protective tool. We've gone through the most important mistakes, and I want to summarize the essentials. If you have kidney disease, the potassium in avocado can be dangerous. If you take heart or blood pressure medications, excess can create interactions. And if you use blood thinners, inconsistency in consumption can cancel out your treatment. So, is avocado bad? Not at all. When consumed properly, it remains a valuable food, full of benefits. The real problem is not avocado, it's consuming it without information, without control, and without considering your health condition. Today you have something very powerful: knowledge. And that knowledge allows you to make safer, smarter decisions aligned with your well-being. Before I go, I want to ask you something special. If this content brought you value, take a moment to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and share this video with someone who needs it. Sometimes, a simple action can make a big difference in someone else's life. I'd also love to read your thoughts in the comments. Tell me if any of these mistakes surprised you or if you know someone who should see this information. And today, I invite you to pause, to look at your life with gratitude, and to thank God for the opportunity to learn, to take care of yourself, and to make decisions that can improve your health day by day. That is a gift not everyone values, and today you are. Remember, this information is educational. Every person is different, and before making major changes to your diet or treatment, it's best to consult your trusted doctor. On this channel with Dr. Gabriel Mena, it brings me great joy to accompany you on this journey toward a healthier life, with simple yet powerful habits. Tomorrow we'll have a new video made just for you, to continue supporting your well-being with clear, relatable, and useful information. I'll see you there.